Hi guys, thanks for tuning in into FreeQuenC. I'm Hannah and I'm here today with Kouro, which is a female collective which formed last year and who have just released their first single. And yeah, they met through BIMM, where I'm studying and they are studying as well. So maybe I give it to you guys and you can quickly introduce yourself and what you're currently doing.
Yeah, let me let me introduce ourselves. So yeah, as Hannah said, we're Kuoro. We're a collective of four young women, and we formed just to make some music together. So we're not a normal band setup. We're not like a guitarist, a drummer, and a singer or whatever. But we're mainly two songwriters, one producer, and a singer. And I think that's something that's not seen often.
Yeah, no, I agree. Do you maybe quickly all want to say your names and what your individual role is in this setup?
Yeah, I can go first. My name's Ritu and I'm one of the songwriters, and I'm singing a little bit of the vocals, like backing vocals kind of thing.
I'm Rita and I'm one of the songwriters in this group. Yeah.
I'm Phoebe and I'm the producer of Kouro.
And I'm Francie and I'm the lead vocalist.
Awesome. Sounds great. So how did it came about that you decided to, get together and do some music, and obviously it being quite inconvenient, like not inconvenient, but unconventional, the way you're working together?
Well, we met through Amplify, which is like this kind of program that BIMM run. And they run a networking event, which was like on Zoom. So that was a bit of like an interesting way to meet. It was like a speed networking thing where you were like put into a room with one other person for like a minute or something. I can't remember. But like one thing I noticed for sure is like whenever I think at one point I was in the same room as Rita and Phoebe, and we all like had the same influences, and like exactly kind of like wanted to do similar sort of thing. So that's why I definitely remembered them from it and like got into contact with them. But yeah, I don't know about the others maybe, because I didn't actually meet Francie in that networking event.
I was going to say, sorry, something similar. Basically, I met all of them individually and we were all looking to do a similar sort of thing, like a collaboration project. And we all had similar influences and artists that we liked. So I think that kind of brought us together in a way.
Yeah, sounds good. So what have been kind of your influences then, and how can we maybe see them in your project?
I think we are all sort of into neo soul, R&B, pop, jazz, soul, all that type of music. I think we've all got our own separate artists that we like, but it all kind of blends together. So I think one that we're all collectively into is Celeste, and she definitely inspires our music.
Yeah, she's amazing, isn't she? I mean, she just skyrocketed over the last, it's been 1.5 years. I mean, it's been crazy with her as winning this Brit Award and all that sort of thing last year. Really good. No, she's awesome. So maybe we can actually listen now to your first singer. Maybe one of you want to introduce it, what kind of the background, what it's about, that sort of thing.
I'd say for the single, we actually came one day and everyone had their own ideas for that single, and it started off really actually with another chorus, but we changed it in the end, and it's really about someone being in a relationship and after a while realizing that was a toxic relationship, and at a certain time that person felt really bad but truly found motivation to move on and just find happiness in their life. And that's really what this single is about.
Knew he was trouble the moment he came into my life, and I let him in twice, 'cause I thought our love would rise. eyes that came crashing down. I'd like to see the world through those eyes, so I can make sense of all of his lies. Ooh, oh, oh. I'm moving on, 'cause you called all my demons to sleep in my bed. Although I promised to never let you in my head. Now I fight all my demons to forget what you said. I don't need a replacement, I'm not falling for another like you. Took time to realize it became my weakness overnight. And I told them to keep your advice. He's the man of my life. I'd like to see the world through those eyes, so I can make sense of all of his lies. I'm moving on, 'cause you called all my demons to sleep in my bed. Although I promised to never let you in my head. Now I fight all my demons to forget what you said. I don't need a replacement, I'm not falling for another like you. Am I strong? Now you're gone. Am I strong? Now you're gone. I'm moving on. Am I strong? Am I strong? Am I strong? Now you're gone. I'm moving on, I'm moving on, I'm moving on, I'm moving on. 'Cause you called all my demons to sleep in my bed. Although I promised to never let you in my head. Now I fight all my demons to forget what you said. I don't need a replacement, I'm not falling for another like you. Another like you. Another like you. Another like you.
That was awesome. If you guys agree, give us a comment and let us know what you thought about this awesome piece of work. So let's come to the topic you've chosen. So you, since you're obviously a collective of females, you decided to talk about the issue, or not the issue, but just in general, women in the music industry, which is still in certain parts an issue when it comes to the representation in certain areas, be it songwriters, be it artists, be it specific professions like you, Phoebe, with production. That's obviously a very male-dominated field. How have you so far kind of recognized that or felt that in your career so far? Was that not really present yet for you?
I think there definitely is a lack of representation for women in music in general. In production as well, I think it's like 2% of producers are women, which is crazy to me, because ultimately what it is just the creation of music. I think that was important for us as a group, that it's female led and that we've all done it by ourselves. And I think it's something that we're quite proud of as a group.
Yeah, I can imagine. I mean, it's quite unusual, which is a bit sad that it is, because it shouldn't be. Yeah, but I think then you can even be more proud of it. So have there been any kind of experience for yourself where you felt like, oh, this is kind of not how it's supposed to be, or where kind of your gender, where you were treated differently because of your gender, or was that so far not really an issue for you personally?
I think sometimes myself and other female producers I know have the same issue, where males don't necessarily expect much of you. So if you're going to play them a track, they really underestimate what your ability is. And I have seen that quite a lot already. But I don't think it's something that should happen. necessarily. I think all these women especially are incredibly talented, and they just need a bigger voice, I think.
Studying a vocals course, I don't feel that much, but for example, in my live performance workshop, mainly all the instrumentalists are men, and that's not a problem. It's just that, I don't know, sometimes if you're in a room full of guys and there's no other female, you feel a bit alone, just all by yourself. I don't know, it's not even about being a woman and being with men. It would be the other way around as well. I think if I would be a man in a room of women, I would feel a bit like alone just. And I didn't ever have like a real issue with it. I just think if you're aware of the numbers in the music industry that women are so underrepresented, it's just crazy, and there needs to be a change somehow.
I was going to add to that. I mean, I think it's even, you can even tell when it's like Francie was saying, she doesn't notice it too much in her vocals class. But if you look at like the most famous and like the most successful artists at the moment, or generally, there's a lot more men than there are women, even though there's so many female vocalists still. Like, it's like, I feel like that really helps to show it. And even songwriters as well. Like, my class is pretty evenly mixed. But I can definitely like relate to what Francie's saying about, like, I definitely feel more comfortable in a writing room when it's just like us three, because I feel very comfortable with them. And I don't know if that's just because we're closer than other people I've written with, but I feel like I can definitely tell the difference.
I've been waiting all night long, waiting for a place to go home. But then you show up with your sweet words, and I expected nothing but the worst. Though I can't help but fall again. Oh, I wish for you to love me like I do. Oh yes, I fall again. You're lips, and there you go, holding me so tight, pulling me so close to your heart. I should have known it was gonna be the same, tangled in your arms again. My downfall. My downfall. Far in distance, but close and near. Played eternal, but make my life complete. Some pulling me leave on me to try. Yeah, he tainted my heart and then was gone. Though I can't help but fall again. Oh yes, I fall all over again. Yours are the ones I can't withstand. Your lips, and there you go, holding me so tight, pulling me so close to your heart. I should have known it was gonna be the same, tangled in your arms again. My downfall. My downfall. And I can never count all the ways that you changed me, making me believe it was something that could be. Writing your story, getting lost in words while I move on. And there you go, holding me so tight, pulling me so close to your heart. I should have known it was gonna be the same, tangled in your arms again. My downfall. My downfall. My downfall.
You said that you're obviously quite equal in the songwriting class, which is quite interesting because if you look at song credits, when it comes to songwriters, it is very, very male dominated. So is there anything that you think, oh, it might be for that reason, and have you not thought about it yet, or what's your opinion on that?
I don't know. I think that's sadly the case in a lot of industries, not just the music industry. Like you'll see, like I did a chemistry degree, for instance, and it was quite equal, male and woman, but there's way more men in the science industry. And I think it's just because it's only slowly starting to even out, and definitely like a couple years ago, even not that long ago, it wouldn't have been as even. And I just think that it's harder for women to kind of make their mark in the industry. I don't really know what specific reason for. I just think that's unfortunately like how the world works. Men just somehow seem to get given the opportunity sometimes that women don't.
But I've read on, which I found quite interesting, that obviously the music industry is very male dominated in all fields, be it A&R or be it marketing or whatsoever, and male tend to hire male. So obviously if you have A&Rs who are all male and men tend to hire men, then obviously it's more likely that a male songwriter gets hired in comparison to a female songwriter, just because of that, which is like kind of the circle which you can't really break if you don't get women in these positions where they can hire or do these contracts as well. Is there anything where you think, oh, that's kind of maybe how what still is needed to get to that change, like a set of mindset when it maybe comes from like the male perspective, or is there anything where you think, oh, that needs to be pushed more in your experience to kind of close that gap a little bit more?
I think just big companies should start hiring more women, I guess. And I know there's some like companies that take care of that, which is really good, but it's just like starting off everything. And I mean, I've written an essay about it, so I've done my research, and it's just all crazy that it's just starting off now. Like it's 2021, what the fuck? But sorry, am I allowed to say that? But I mean, and like education as well. I feel like just teachers should encourage young girls to go and do music, especially when it comes to producing and like raising up young kids. You need to encourage girls to do like technical stuff as well, and not just teach them, oh yeah, you can if you want to do music, then you can be a singer, nothing else. Like that's not how it goes. Like that all changed, obviously. And I think it's just also young women as well, or like girls, they just need to do something. They just need to go for it and don't need to feel held back from it, anyone, because like even if you're a woman, you can do it. Like no one's holding you back. It's just the thought of it, especially when you're starting off, I think. Of course sometimes something is holding you back, but just go for it.
I'd say, yeah, I'd say, for example, our situation, we're all females, and I feel like we need to support each other. So when I came into this collective, I thought about that this is my first step, and I'm so happy that I'm doing it with all female, because that is the representation. And the more you give chances and the more you support other women, will lead to a better place for women. As you said before, that if it, like men are the most dominant, like they're the most dominant in this industry, and obviously most of the time they will hire men. But if we go and support each other and hire women hiring women, that will lead to women being more in the industry, and that will make it equal. Not really like equal in numbers, but still in that position, we need to find a way to represent women, because sometimes even if a woman is in the industry, that doesn't mean that all the women are represented. So yeah, that's what I think.
Yeah, I mean, I also think that like and to talk like on the representation thing, I feel like a lot of the time women need to be like represented differently, like especially by like the big companies and stuff like that. Like I tend to see that like male artists have like both female and male fans, whereas like female artists tend to only really have female fans, because I feel like they're just represented as like, even a lot of the times someone like Taylor Swift, like she writes a lot of love songs and she's just represented as this like broken-hearted girl who just writes love songs, where it's like, I don't know, Justin Bieber can write loads of love songs, but he isn't represented like that. I don't know. And I think that then feeds onto the type of fans they have, and it cuts off like a whole audience to female artists.
Yeah, I just want to mention too that, as we just said, you know, look at the media. It's really how women are represented by other, like either men or women. So it's not really just the industry; it's the whole society. If women are represented in a way that they're actually not, or like not represented that they should be represented, and who they actually are, it's going to have an effect on the society. So yeah, I agree with you.
You sent me your love when I was down. You gave me your nearness when I needed the most. If I can trust you all, then you lift me up to the seventh cloud. Then we both of us have so different souls, but no limits will ever stop us. I call this will forever in love, and I call this we never break up. For the moment when we look in our eyes and we realize we found the love of life. You sent me your love when I was down. You gave me your nearness when I needed the most. I call this will forever in love, and I call this we never break up. For the moment when we look in our eyes and we realize we found the love of life. Give me this crazy feeling. Let me be your one and only dreaming. Give me this crazy feeling. You let me be your one and only dealing. You give me this crazy feeling. Give me this crazy feeling. I call this will forever in love, and I call this we never break up. For the moment when we look in our eyes and we realize we found the love of life. I call this will forever in love, and I call this we never break up. For the moment when we look in our eyes and we realize we found the love of life.
How are we gonna end this? Maybe you want to quickly tell us all what your plans are, when your next singer is going to come out and your EP. What is the plan for you guys?
So basically, after this single now that you've heard, our next single is going to come out in hopefully 4 weeks' time. Maybe a bit later, we don't know yet. And then the EP is going to come out soon after that as well. We're just containing of 4 songs. So the 2 singles that we released beforehand, and then 2 other new songs.
Awesome. Are you planning to perform them as well sometime soon, or is that gonna be more like just a record out there and you're just gonna continue to do some more music?
I think we'll definitely love to perform if we get the chance. We haven't like planned anything yet, but I mean, we've actually had some feedback that like they think the song should definitely be played live. Like that's what some people have said to us. So I think we definitely want to try it out. We haven't planned anything yet.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm looking forward to hearing the rest of the EP, and wish you all loads of luck with that, and that it's gonna be a great success for you, and that you obviously have a lot of fun together. And yeah, then thank you so much for joining me today, and thank you for the conversation. I think it was very interesting. So yeah, thank you so much and have a lovely day.
Thanks so much.
All right, bye now.